It's in the game. You can't stop and play a game in the ninth inning. WGIS Sports. We going sports with no chaser.
If he keeps getting hit with punches like that, it could mean real problems.
Back in the saddle, back in the saddle. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do? We are back live. The WGIS Sports Media Group. This is your boy, Ja, the drum major. What it do, folks? Back at you for another episode with my cohorts, my henchmen, my comrades. Chef Vlad Boogie, what it do, big dogs?
Good, sir. What's good? What's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sensei. So subscribe. Ray Ryder, what it do, kid?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome to another edition of WGIS Sports, the Rundown Sports Media Group. This is your boy, the drum major, aka Ja. I was absent last week. You know, still a little under the weather. Not quite 100%, but the show must go on, and I couldn't miss any more shows with my comrades here to get it going. I got to push through. That's what you got to do in life. Sometimes we got to push through. You know what I'm saying? So here we are, back in the saddle with my bros. You know what I'm saying, for another edition, indeed. But we're gonna talk a lot. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, fellas. Got a lot of stuff to be talking about. All-star voting, talking about the NBA. We got to do this wild card recap. A lot of crazy stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get to the discussion with regards to all of that. But first and foremost, we're gonna start out with this. I'm very confused. First of all, this edition of WGI Sports Media is brought to you by Graph Inks. Multimedia digitizing the advertising for any and all occasions, quinceañeras, weddings, divorce parties, stripper parties, bachelor parties, gender reveals, and all the like. Whatever you need, digital salsa parties, merengue, wepa, all of that.
Oh, nale
Yes,
huevo.
You know what I'm saying? Anything you need. Graphics, advertising, digital advertising, and media graphics is the place to be. Brother Vlad.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about this NBA All-Star voting, and I want to get you, and I'm wondering why JB, our dear brother JB, premier point guard of our current New York Knickerbockers, why is he not up there as a candidate for Eastern All-Star point guard? I mean, granted, you got your Trae Youngs, you got your DeJounte Murrays, you got your, who else on the East? You got
Kyrie Irving.
Your Kyries, yes, indeed.
Melo Ball.
LaMelo Ball, yes.
Wait. And the big one is Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, yeah. Yes. No offense to the brother Derrick Rose.
No offense.
But he's
That's the mercy vote.
Yeah, it's a mercy vote. It's definitely a mercy vote. And it's clearly a popularity thing, because clearly we have seen how excellent JB has performed for the Knicks as their point guard. I would say just as excellent than Kyrie, if not better than Kyrie. So why is he not up there in the voting? This reminds me. This is clearly starting to remind me of the year Rod Strickland got jerked from All-Star game. But this is when he was with the Wizards, and the Eastern point guards were loaded at the time. But I remember the year Rod Strick averaged 19 and 6, and he didn't get it. He didn't get in. Now I believe that was the year. I want to say that was the year when he played for the Bullets. They were the Bullets at the time. The Washington Bullets. He got traded to the Bullets. He had an All-Star year. He averaged 19 and 6, and he took him to the playoffs. I want to say it's 96, 97. And so this is starting to give me those kind of reminders. I had to bring up Strick, because Strick was a premier Knick point guard himself.
No doubt.
But JB is averaging 30. He's averaging 30 a game, brothers. He's averaging 30 a game. Why is he not on the list, man?
I feel like what happened between the Knicks and the Dallas Cowboys is purely speculation.
Mavericks.
I said the Cowboys. Good grief, man.
Yes, sir. It's all right. It's all right.
My bad, Nick Nation. My bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the trade that went down between the Dallas Mavericks and the Knicks kind of soured a lot of people's in the mouth. Pause. I think they knew JB was good.
Yes.
But when he left the Mavericks and became better than what he was, like, oh wow, we just let a gem go, and now Dallas is suffering for it. They're paying for it because they don't have backup. They're low. I think that the NBA dubbed the Mavericks the future of the league once Golden State bows out.
Yes.
So I think with that being said, it's just again my pure speculation. I think that the league is upset, and the way to punish him is to just deny him all-star bid. But because, and it's a far stretch, right? It could be, Vlad, you're reaching. Granted, but based on everything that's happened, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? So with JB averaging as much as he's averaging this week, salute player of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's improved the team plus, you know what I'm saying?
Drastically.
You know, and he's a major upgrade to any team. But I think the league has it out for James Dolan, number one, and they have it out for the Knicks, number two. So until James Dolan gives up ownership or whatever on the Knicks will never prosper. So you'll see stuff like this on a yearly basis, right? But bigger than that, I just think that the fans aren't voting because, again, JB's in New York and everybody else is popular is around the other states. I mean, look who's he competing with: Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, which I don't know why James is in it. Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, DeMar Rosen, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, and Darius Garland. So those are his competitions in the East. Is he better than them? I'm not going to say he's better than all of them, but he's better than a good bit of them, right? So he's averaging more, he's playing more minutes, and he's definitely making an impact on a team that nobody thought would be this good, this early, this stage of the game. So I think the Knicks are beating the odds with JB on the squad.
What's your thoughts, Ray?
Well, first, I don't think you can blame Dolan because for two reasons. Dolan, haven't really heard anything from Dolan. And remember, Randall did make an all-star.
But, yeah.
So you really can't blame Dolan. Third, this is fans voting. And I'm going to go outside the box. Jalen Brunson, hardly no one knows. Think about it. You know Kyrie Irving. You know Dame Lillard. You know Dame Time. You know Curry. You know Trae. You know Melo Ball. You know those players appeal to the younger generation of basketball players. So of course they're going to gravitate to those players. I think JB, who definitely warrants an all-star bid this year, if he doesn't get it, most definitely he'll get it next year if he continues playing the way he does. He's not a known commodity right now. I mean, he's known, but not known on that level of a Kyrie. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, to echo that sentiment,
and the stats may be better. He's not a known brand. You know, he doesn't have unfortunately, he doesn't have a signature sneaker. He doesn't have a commercial out. You know, things like that helps a long way. He's not out there. You know, he's not present. You know, he doesn't have a commercial. You know, he's a blue collar.
Yeah,
I like that statement. I could co-sign that.
You know what I mean?
But to echo that statement, though, Ray, I will also say a lot of people don't know this, but jersey sales also help solidify your position in the All-Star game.
And I don't even think he's top 20 jersey sales. I'm not to sound, because I'm a Knicks fan, not to sound bad on it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's top 20. 30, I don't even know. So, You know, like, yo, I got to get that Jalen Brunson jersey, you know?
Right.
A lot of people said, let me get the IQ jersey before Jalen jersey.
I was about to say, I think RJ Barrett is a popular sell, right? As far as Nick
Yeah,
jersey.
RJ Barry is
I don't know why though, but the chucker of layups.
I mean, he started out 2 for 10, but he ended up dropping 30 after it was all said and done. I mean,
Look,
he got his
in the
act
losing effort.
together.
When you get dunks like that, man, you supposed to, we from the old school. You dunking like that, that's supposed to be automatic W.
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And the Knicks the fringe players always have great games, and we always lose those games. I don't know why. It's like we're cursed, man. We're cursed.
Indeed. It's a good segue in terms of the play of Knicks basketball, or even the Eastern Conference, for that matter. This segment is brought to you by Fat Boy Coffee. Fat Boy Coffee, as beautifully displayed by Ray in the T-shirt. Shout out to Coach Lonnie, Coach Rock.
Salute.
Variations of gourmet coffee. Go onto their website and get your first purchase. 10% off using the code WGISports1. WGIS1. Or what, did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it right, Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. So use that code and you get your 10% discount in your first purchase of Fat Boy Coffee. Eastern Conference standings brought to you by Fat Boy. So, with the recent loss that the Knickerbockers have, and they're currently in 6th place, I believe. But I know we talked about this before offline. I mean, in comparison to the big dogs in the East, their wins are built up wins from less formidable teams, i.e., teams like Detroit, teams like the Wizards, other teams like the Bulls, and but they had a couple of solid victory a couple of times against the Hawks. I know they beat the Hawks a couple of times. The Hawks are up there.
Now the Hawks, the Hawks not. We have a better record than the Hawks.
We have a better record than the Hawks.
Okay. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay. So the concern is really being able to hang with the big dogs like your Milwaukee's and your
Celtics.
Your Celtics and Celtics. Jesus.
Celtics.
You talk Jesus Christ, the Celtics. I mean, they back in real form. They're back in powerhouse mode again. Jay, listen, that light-skinned kid over there is having an MVP year. He just dropped 51 the other night.
Easy.
Jason
and
Tatum is having
Brown
an
wasn't
MVP
even
year.
playing.
Huh?
His number 2 wasn't even playing.
I know. That's the crazy part. So how do you think they'll fare in the standings? I mean, what do you think about the standings? Who do you think do you think that the standings is gonna maintain all the way into the playoffs, or you think there's gonna be some switches, some teams that will come in and out of it?
It's gonna be some hard switches.
Yeah.
Knicks are gonna go down. They're gonna go down.
Here's the problem, right? In the East, the East is so it's just like the NFC, right? When you think about it, you got so many powerhouses in the East. You got Boston, you got Brooklyn, you got Milwaukee, you got Philly, you got Cleveland, right?
Yes.
Those are the top 6 teams. Then, top 5 teams, excuse me. Then in the 6th place through 10, you have New York, Miami, Indiana, Hawks, and the Bulls, with the Raptors knocking at the door for a play-in. I tell you what, the Raptors are a dangerous team, but they're going to implode. I don't see them making the playoffs.
Right.
Or they'll make the play-in, maybe, but it'll be a hard sell because you got to look at it. The play-in right now is the Bulls, Atlanta, Indiana, and Miami.
I see.
I don't see Toronto beating those teams to make it in the playoffs. That's why I say I don't see them making the playoffs. But in the play-in is a possibility. You know, they got a lot of challenges to inner circle as far as like the team. They
Right.
got a lot of challenges. Do they make a trade to improve their status? A trade could help, but who's going to? Danny Ainge messed up the numbers, so who's going to pay the price to get those players? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's another thing.
I definitely, definitely want to give a big salute to, your Haitian brother Jacques Vaughn, man, who's doing a hell of a job over there in Brooklyn. Sac Passe.
No
Salute
doubt.
to that man, Jacques Vaughn. Like who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? You know what I'm saying? They had a diamond in the rough right there.
They did.
Steve Nash wasn't the guy for them. Steve Nash wasn't able to do it, but Jacques Vaughn got that team doing a complete 180.
And the funny thing is, we don't even hear Ume's name, right?
No, and we no longer need to, because Jacques Vaughn is doing the damn thing, and he has a respect of both KD and Kyrie.
He does.
He's able to relate to them, and Jacques Vaughn, man, he's doing a hell of a job over there. And it just goes back to what we discussed about, as far as these teams. I mean, these generations of teams needs to be coached by guys from our era. And the chance of success is very high. Will be very high because we're the generation that comes right before them. So we're more relatable to the millennials and the Gen Z players. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we're that bridge from the boomers. Somebody like a Dibs, who's stubborn, who's a dinosaur, is not accustomed to the new culture as compared to somebody like a Jacques Vaughn or somebody or a Monty Williams, guys that's played in the 90s and the early 2000s and now just passing the baton to these youngsters that's playing now. The high chance of success it'll be very high, and Jacques Vaughn is showing that. So he's just doing a hell of a job, man.
Yeah, he is.
I like what Jacques Vaughn is doing over there.
Could you imagine taking that coach and putting him as the New Jersey's Nets coach when they had Kmart, KD, Jason Kidd, Kerry Kittles? Could you imagine him coaching that squad?
You mean if those guys were playing today in this generation with somebody like Jacques Vaughn coaching them?
Yeah.
Oh man, come on, man. That's a championship run.
Isn't that fool's goal?
Yeah, listen, that's a championship run right there.
That's a bad call if you say they can't win.
Nah, man. You wouldn't want to do that. You definitely don't. You definitely wouldn't want to do that. But but the Eastern Conference is looking pretty tight. Shout out to also Victor Oladipo, man. All those career threatening injuries, career altering injuries. You didn't think with the type of injuries he had, you didn't think that man was gonna play again. But he's out there with the Heat, backing up Jimmy Butler. That's another squad that's another squad to watch out for. Another dangerous squad with Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and them boys.
They're dangerous, but I don't know, man. I don't see power coming out of it. I don't see it, man. It's not the same as it was when Pat Riley first coached them, or when Eric Spoelstra first started, like the first 5 years of his coaching career.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't see Butler as a threat anymore.
Okay.
Not to say that he's not. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's just so much implosion going on down there. Tyler Hero's on. Tyler Hero's off. Or he's being benched. He's recording DMPs, but he's still, but he's not hurt. What's his name? The center.
Bam
Adebayo.
Yeah,
Bam Adebayo. Right.
Yeah. He's having a monster season as well, but he's one man wrecking crew. I'm not saying Jimmy Butler's not showing out. Right. It's like he's just not a threat like he used to. I don't know what pieces are they're missing down there to make that team more viable. But
Yeah.
right now, they're sitting at number 7, and they could very well make the playoffs with the Knicks dropping off. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Not that hard for the Knicks. And
Right.
and that's my prediction, is that the Knicks is going to move down into the play-in and Miami does move up. But then you
Mhm.
still got Indiana Pacers with Halliburton. Do the Indiana Pacers make a trade or a change to elevate themselves or catapult themselves into playoff contention? You know what I mean? So
Mm.
these teams are, they're like a game or a loss away from either being in the play-in or the playoffs. That's how tight and stacked the East is right now.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. It's very tight race. So all it takes is, like we used to say before, even last year, all it takes is a certain amount of games to win or a certain amount of games to lose, and your position in place will either excel or drop drastically. And unfortunately for our hometown team last year, it was the drop. All it took was like a couple of like a minor losing streak. It was done. You know what I'm
It was
saying?
done.
It was done out of it.
And a
So,
thumbs down.
yeah, big time. Yeah, big time thumbs down. Exactly. Big time thumbs down.
So
Yeah, indeed, man. Indeed. But Ray, the Eastern Conference standings? Do you see the standings the same way, or you think some teams is coming in and out? No.
Definitely, I think from 6 down, you're definitely going to see some interchangeable pieces.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think you may see a change with the Sixers because you got to depend, Embiid and Harden health wise.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Boston, Bucks, Cavaliers, I don't see much
Yeah.
change in that team.
Nah.
Those teams.
Yeah.
The Sixers, I see a change in them.
Yeah. The Cavs is roaming around the 4 or 5 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would imagine because remember they got a crew, man. They do have a crew. You know what I'm saying? So
A hungry crew.
yeah. Man.
Their slogan should be "Next Man Up."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. And because Spider's going to tear. Spider may make a case for MVP on Jason Tatum, especially when he dropped 71 the other night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think so? You think Jason Tatum got it? He got it.
Oh.
He got it sewn up.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I was asking Vlad because Vlad shook his head.
Oh no, I was no. I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tight race for MVP.
Oh, okay.
I don't see Jokic winning it. Everybody's predicting.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. He's doing what he does best. You can't give a player the same award for doing the same thing multiple years. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need somebody fresh. And what Mitchell went through and where he's at now,
absolutely,
and he stayed humbled about it, that's the player you're looking at.
Sure. Indeed, man, indeed. So
I'm not saying that he's going to get the nod, but that's a player that you need to be looking at.
Spider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely keep an eye on Spider and definitely keep an eye on JT. I think them two, if they keep up the play that they're keeping up with, the way they just dropping buckets like crazy, like the way they are, I can't see nobody else really in the running with them two. They got it. They coming out the gate with it. They're like neck and neck so far. Well, not neck and neck. I got JT the slight with a little bit of a lead because JT's dropping 50 balls. You know what I'm saying? Spider had that 171 game, but JT's dropping 40, 50, 51, 52. You know what I'm saying? So, like he's.
Let me tell you why JT got the edge. I'm gonna tell you why JT got the edge. JT has the edge as long as he stays healthy.
Facts.
All those other players are getting injured, but groin injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That means that's less time that people that could watch you. There's less time for you on the floor to show, showcase your skills. Put your numbers up. JT has been healthy and strong.
Okay.
putting up strong Kobe numbers.
Without question.
Even
Absolutely.
Booker's out. I mean, look at Phoenix. Phoenix without Booker is it's a travesty right now.
It's a travesty. Yeah. They're struggling without D-Book. Yeah, big facts. They're struggling without D-Book. Indeed.
No
Absolutely.
doubt.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, gents. Well, let's move on right along.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I know we was talking about the Knicks real quick,
Go ahead.
but we cannot escape the fact that yesterday's game was one of the most harrowing regular four quarters of basketball I've ever seen in my life. Even though the
Y'all want to go in?
Yeah,
Y'all want to go in?
Listen.
Y'all want to go in?
Do you want to hear Mike Breen?
Listen. Say the word. Y'all want to go in?
Let's go in.
Listen.
I asked for more time on this one. Mike Breen.
This is hold on. This is we got. I gotta sprinkle it in. This is a breaking, unusual, and unspoken moment. I gotta sprinkle it in. Let's go in. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that damn game, gents.
So let me set it right.
Let's talk about that game. Yes.
Let me set it right by reviewing the game clip, and then we could go in.
Yeah.
Then we could go in.
All right. Excuse me, people. And one. Where? And one. Where? That should have been an and one.
Listen.
That should have been an and one.
That you can't script that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That should have been game. End of question.
That should have been an and one.
Yeah, it should have been and one. It would have ranked not a number one. Don't get me crazy now. I'm not crazy. I'm not jumping out the window. But it would have ranked in the top 5 moments of NBA history of winning shots. Number one is always going to be LJ.
Right.
The playoff game, it had much more meaning and it had much more panache behind it.
Right.
This just was a huge MLK holiday game that, against all odds, the Knicks coulda, shoulda, woulda won this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it didn't happen.
Right.
It didn't happen. I don't get it. But that game was crazy though.
It was. It definitely
John, you was there. Put us on. You was there.
Oh, well, first of all, like I was saying in the group chat, yeah, let's talk about this shit. First, like I keep emphasizing over and over again, even the mistake of adjustments perceived made by Tibbs, it pales in comparison. Even the times where Julius was dribbling too much, because we was on him about that too. Because the crowd was like, give it up. We was like, give it up.
Y'all calling him out like that?
He was calling him out like that. He was calling him out. My whole section. I'm telling you, my whole section. There was a oh man. When he grabbed the rebound and he pushes it.
Yeah.
And then he's dribbling and he's trying to take either Scotty Barnes on the dribble or what's the other OG, yeah. He's trying to take Scotty Barnes on the dribble or OG off the dribble, and he's failing miserably.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Yo, my whole section was like, give it up. Give it up.
Oh man. The energy was in the building, huh?
The energy was definitely in the building. I mean, listen, Knicks fans, listen, y'all already know. We Knicks fans, we know our players.
Yeah, we do.
He was, you know what I'm saying? When he started doing that, we was like, give it up.
Before you even start, huh?
You know what
Oh
I'm
my
saying?
God! Wait a
You know
minute.
what I'm saying?
There was a play, Ja. And you
Yeah.
and you was there because he did it
Yeah.
in your section.
Yeah.
Please tell me you
Go
heard
ahead.
it. It was a and one dunk
Yes.
that Julius got.
Yes.
He looked and faced the crowd under the basket and started yelling obscenities. What did he say?
No. It wasn't obscenities. It actually was and one. Well, at least that's what I caught.
So he just said and one?
He said and one. He probably threw an MF in there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he
For
probably
sure.
threw
I
an
thought
MF
he was
in there.
yelling at a fan or something, but it didn't sound crazy.
But the first words that came out of his mouth was and one. He yelled out and one.
Okay.
I definitely saw him mouth out and one. And, he he gave the crowd a look, and the crowd was pumping him up like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So he slapped.
My next question was Spike Lee in the building.
Spike Lee was definitely in the building.
Oh my gosh.
Spike was definitely in the building. Yeah. Spike, he was definitely in the building. He was there. But and there was this. There's a couple of plays, and shout out to Fred VanVleet. I kind of like Fred VanVleet as a player. I think he's nice. He was cooking. He couldn't really do nothing about it. Once he started getting hot, and I was concerned about VanVleet getting hot too, because he's a hell of a mid-range shooter. And once he get hot, you can't do shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fred started getting hot, couldn't do nothing about it. He dropped 33 that day. He dropped 33 that game. He was cooking JB a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But they were going at it.
Yeah. They were going at it. I can't
jaw jacking and all.
Yeah, I can't even say it was one-sided. They were going at it. But Fred, VanVleet, he was cooking. And but there's this one play, but that play when I was telling you when JB was in position and Fred VanVleet trying to go around him to catch the and one.
Yeah.
And JB stood still in this position, but they still called the foul on JB.
Yeah, I saw that.
When Fred and Fred kind of try to go around it and draw, and fucking, I'm cursing because I'm just thinking about the game, making me upset. Freaking Scott Foster gonna tweet that, you know what I'm saying? And then even after it got challenged, because remember they called a challenge, right? I don't know if that's what they challenged that call.
Yeah.
They looked for and you see Scott Foster's lurch looking face on the big screen talking about the call stands. It will not be reversed. I was like,
wow.
Yo, we all gave him the bird.
Wow.
Yo, we all flipped him the bird.
Yeah, that game was intense, man.
Huh?
That game was very intense.
Yeah. It was intense, man. It was intense.
Even Scotty Barnes got in Grimes' face and told him, "You're not it."
With Grimes?
Yeah.
Oh well, Quentin got to play a few years in New York to get that New York roughness in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He being pretty like Allen Houston right now, just taking little 3-point jumpers.
Yeah, listen, he almost had a banger the other night.
You know what I'm saying? He be QB he be a little Allen Houston right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotta get scars.
Yeah. He gotta get some scars. You know what I'm saying? He gotta get some street scars. Scrape up the knees a little bit. You know how we do.
Listen, we need another Anthony Mason on this team, though.
We do need an enforcer.
That's what we're lacking.
Yeah, we do need an enforcer. But fellas, I tell you, I will stand on this. I tell you, Scott Foster lost the game for us. Scott Foster lost the game for us. The Knicks played fairly well. Scott Foster jerked us. I hope this part goes viral. Scott Foster, referee 48, who coached the Knicks on MLK Day, jerked the MSG contingent. Yes.
It's crazy.
Scott Foster lost the game. Scott Foster lost the game for us. Scott Foster. Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
crazy.
sir.
You sound
know
like
what I'm
Dr. Umar Johnson right now. Said it 3 times.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No doubt. No
You know what I'm
doubt.
saying? Indeed, man. Indeed. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. But let me get to the wild card thing. Any thoughts on the Knicks game, man? We can talk more about the Knicks game if y'all want. Y'all got any thoughts, Ray? You got any thoughts on the Knicks game, brother?
I'm like
Listen,
you, man. Scott Foster messed up. Let's get into this wild card, man.
listen. Listen. Everything we talked about was the undercards. Let's get to the meat. You already know. Let's get to the meat.
All right. Well, this portion, this segment of WGI Sports, the rundown, is brought to you by Inspire Motivational Tees. Get yourself a nice shirt, inspire your mind, elevate your consciousness. I Am Shirts, the most popular sale. Go to www.inspiremotivationaltees.com. Let's get to the wild card recap. Gents, a lot of interesting games occurred. A lot of interesting things happened. First of all, listen, AFC East, when you know there's a rival, when you know it's a rivalry, it's a rivalry. Bills Dolphins game. Hell of a game. I thought the Bills was gonna walk away with it, but the Dolphins kept fighting. The Dolphins came crawling back. Josh Allen, the one thing I noticed about Josh Allen, as great as Josh Allen is, Josh Allen does take big gambles and he does still make those reckless. Josh Allen still makes those reckless throws that causes turnovers and allows teams to get back into the game.
Yeah.
So, but Josh Allen is now a proven quarterback in the NFL. He's considered an elite quarterback in the NFL. So he can get away. So he has that privilege now. He can get away with stuff like that. But that it does not go unnoticed that Josh Allen does make some reckless decisions with that ball. And that's the reason why the Dolphins was able to crawl back into the game. You see what I'm saying?
He's a gunslinger.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger. He's a definitely gunslinger. And he allowed the Dolphins to come back into the game with great field position, and they're able to score on their own. And but eventually, Josh, ever to make things dramatic, scores another touchdown, brings the Bills to victory. So, but it was a real tight game. Every bit of what a division rivalry game is about. But the Bills came out on top 34-31 over the Dolphins. This is a great game. So that was that. Big shout out to Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
Boy, that kid showed some moxie.
That's that pedigree, man.
That's that pedigree.
That's that pedigree. That's that Georgia pedigree.
What a difference! What a difference a head coach makes, right?
Oh,
what a difference a head coach makes.
Ooh,
right? Because remember, these are the same Jaguars coached by Doug Peterman, who brought the 2017 Eagles to the Super Bowl championship. So that's the same coach that brought the Eagles to the Super Bowl back in 2017 with Carson, and he had Carson Wentz as a quarterback, right? So, him working with Trevor Lawrence, that's not much
development.
That's not much of a challenge for him. He'll make Trevor Lawrence better, and Trevor Lawrence has drastically improved in year 2, unlike another quarterback. We're gonna name him nameless right now. You know what I'm saying? But
I also like the pedigree of the Jaguars too. You got Travis Etienne on there.
Great back. Yeah.
And then you got that other monster on the other side, the other running back. I can't remember his name, but yeah, they were switching up. They were pounding the ball in the up the middle.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you have 3 former teammates on one team.
Yes.
That won a championship together, so they know about winning. So the pedigree there is really high. The ceiling is really high for Jaguars, especially this season. The ceiling was very low last season.
It was very low, but we all know the main cause of the ceiling being low because of a certain coach who had very struggling with great morality issues. You know what I'm saying? So it just really jacked up the whole culture of the Jags. But what a difference a year makes, man. The Jags
Thank
won it.
goodness.
You know
Thank
what I'm
goodness.
saying? The Jags won
They
a
put some
division.
exciting football.
Yeah, they're playing some exciting football. They won the division. Trevor Lawrence has improved drastically. The kid showed some moxie. Threw 4 picks. Threw 4 picks in the first half, but threw 4 TDs in the second. Man.
Oh my gosh. Can't make it up, right?
Yeah, man. Listen. So
To me, that was the game of the weekend.
yeah, that was a great game. Hell of a game. So, hence they defeated the Chargers. Shout out to Justin Herbert too. He played a fairly great game. It was a battle of great young exciting quarterbacks. I'm sure we're gonna see him in the mix for years to come. This is the new generation of QBs. And they all look good. They all look good, man. They all looking good. They're making their mistakes. They taking risks. They gunslinging it, but they making mistakes. But they coming back. They got the moxie.
Listen, Ja, I feel bad for you, man. The Jets.
I know my squad ain't got that. I know.
No. It's not even that. The Jets were like one loss away from getting Travis. Not Travis. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor. Yeah.
One win, man. All you have to do is just not win that last game.
I know.
Why?
But even the fact that we picked who we picked as number 2. I mean, that is something to make. We could have went another way. I mean, I don't know how they were sold on. No, I know I said it. I said they probably sold him on a comparison with Steve Young because Steve Young was from Bingham Young.
Yeah.
Steve Young's from Bingham Young. So I think they use that as a sell for them to sign this kid. You know what I'm saying? But the experience hasn't been great. It's not been great. But the Jags will be playing Kansas City next week.
Nice. Exciting times.
Yeah. So we'll see how they fare against Mahomes and the crew as they overcome the Chargers. They beat them 31-30. So the G-Men, fellas, G-Men, you sure you don't want to disown them, man? You still
Man,
want to disown them?
they sugar honey iced tea on the black man, so I'm still banning them.
Oh, you talking about who, on Jerry Reese?
Yeah, no, Brian Flores.
Brian Flores.
Oh, right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's not fair, man. And we as black people, we got to stop. This is why these corporations still could do their thing with us because we know what they do, and they're like, it's all right. They're winning, so now we back. No, man, no, don't do that to us.
Right.
If it was the other way around, we'd be crucified.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. I mean, good win. I give you that, but y'all still a-holes in my book. Higher management, upper management.
Let me ask you this question. Set aside the facts that you laid out.
Yeah.
Do you think Brian Flores would have been a good coach?
Yeah.
G-Men, and I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Break it down.
No, I just don't. Because listen, it would have been another carousel of a coaching staff getting let go on Black Monday. He would have got fired.
Yeah, you don't think because I'm thinking Flores would have Flores would have carried the Giants to that same record, that 9-8, 9-7 kind of record.
You think so?
Barely getting in.
I don't know, man. I think the Giants would have not barely made it in. I think they would have looked good for next season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they would have just looked good for next season, and we still wouldn't know Danny Dom's true potential because I don't think Brian Flores is that guy as far as like bringing out the best in his quarterbacks. At least that's not what I saw. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I don't follow the guy like that. But from what I've seen, you know what I mean? Especially with what he's done in Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh should have been, flourishing with Brian Flores there as one of the assistants. You know what I mean?
Remember Brian Flores, but they have a crappy quarterback. Look, Pittsburgh. One thing I like about Pittsburgh, they have a coach that believes in them.
Yeah.
And brings out the best in them. It's just that the players, the belief don't match the talents. You know, they don't have that alpha talent on that team. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
Giants has an alpha talent in Saquon. Steelers don't have that.
I don't know if I don't know if Saquon would have had this kind of season either, because they were talking about trading him. Remember, and the season began, Dabo wasn't sold on Saquon early.
Yeah, because man's always injured.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of. I mean, Kadarius was traded to KC. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a favor to Kadarius, but I've never seen that Kadarius disrespect anybody. But he just didn't fit Dabo's mold as far as a wideout.
Right.
Look, they weren't sold on Doms too. They didn't give him a contract. He had to run the whole year.
Well, they said they want to see what he could do. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I don't think.
See what that,
I think the staff that they have, I mean, not the staff, but the players they have, I think they overachieve for like the only A-list player on the Giants is Saquon Barkley and Thibodeau.
They definitely overachieved. I agree with that.
They overachieve. I mean, come on. You got, what's that wide receiver's name? Harrison or something like that? That was making all these touchdowns on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with an H. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was balling out. I mean, who's seen him coming?
Right. He was signed on the practice squad.
That's my point. You know what I'm saying? So for him to do that and have them overachieve, I question any coach that would have. It's not just about Brian Flores. So that's why I said let's get away from that part and let's measure what Dabo did.
Yeah.
Could any other coach have done that? That's the question I'm asking.
I think Brian has that ability to do so. Because the Steelers overachieved too. I mean, they make the playoffs, and remember, Giants got in because they got in of a great break too. Because the Packers would have won. Giants should have been home.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants shouldn't have made it personally with the 3 losses they had at the end of the season.
So,
3 or 2 losses.
I remember Jets too were right there too.
Yeah.
And even if the Jets won, they still wouldn't have made it because the Patriots won. Or did some other team won that was, I think, Miami, right? No, Miami.
It was Miami. It was Miami.
But, so even if the Jets won, they still wouldn't have made it because one team had to lose too. Another team had to lose.
That's right. It would have been a very.
It wasn't a clear-cut win. It wasn't a clear-cut win for either New York teams.
No, it wasn't. Hodgins is his name. And then Darius Slayton. I mean, his name is not popular. I'm sure his jersey sales are going to go up.
Darius Slayton actually played well.
Yeah,
actually played well. I mean, this is a receiver that, even the 3 of us wasn't too excited about per se. You know what I'm saying? It was like, Darius Slayton. He was dropping a lot of passes. He was missing a lot of key plays, dropping a lot of key passes. So we didn't think much of Slayton, but Slayton cooked. Slayton did his thing. But it's that's all I say. To your point, Vlad. I mean, that's why I call it the double effect, because there ain't no way with the little to no firepower they have. I mean, is the firepower. Their firepower is really Saquon Barkley. That's it. Their firepower is Saquon Barkley. And
then, as I said earlier too, that other backup running back they had is kind of is building a name for himself too. His name is Matt Breida, I think it is.
Yeah, Matt Breida.
Matt so Breida. He's starting to make a name for himself. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the offseason as far as draft picks and filling up their roster, because they're gonna it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
They're gonna trade Saquon because Breida's better.
They're gonna need some weapons on the outside. They
need weapons. You don't trade Breida. You sell high. You trade Saquon.
I don't see that happening, man, because this is a contract year for Saquon, and they want to see what he had, and I think they're gonna keep him.
Well, he showed, yeah. I mean, he stayed healthy. He showed what they had. I mean, he had over, he had over 1,000-yard season. I believe he had 1,400 yards rushing.
About that 14,
Yeah, yeah.
And he's
14 yards. So
instrumental on the sidelines to
he
those
had a hell of a
players.
season. Huh?
Yeah, and he's instrumental to the mentoring on the sidelines because he kept them up. He's like, listen, you dropped the ball. Okay, let's go. Let's get back out there, Slayton. Because
Right.
Slayton, the game should have ended earlier than it did. Had
Right.
Slayton caught that ball on a cross route and made that first down.
Right.
But he
Right.
dropped it. But, most players, like, we'll get into that later, but most players would have hung their head on a low goalpost saying that, oh, man, I messed up, and would have never been able to rebound. And most of the teammates would have been kicking us behind.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, I definitely need to call out. I definitely need to call out the inequities of one Mr. Kirk Cousins. I mean, Minnesota signed him to a big contract, a big deal. They deemed him the quarterback to take him deep into the playoffs and eventually take him to the promised land. And this may, I know for me, if I'm an owner watching now, of course you can't blame Kirk Cousins for Minnesota collapsing.
But he played
like
a good game. Kirk played good.
Yeah, but the thing I'm looking at, Ray, is that 4th and 8 play. Why if it's 4th and 8, why are you throwing a 3-yard out? It's 4th and 8.
Yeah, you
gotta throw it. You gotta throw at least 10. You gotta at least throw 10, 12, 15.
Yeah, but our the Giants secondary had them boys on lock though.
They did though, John. I mean, the only thing
so he figured I throw 3,
under.
You pick up 5 or pick up, see what you can pick up. Cause that secondary, whew. Remember they had Jefferson on lock. He couldn't even go long.
Yeah.
They allowed him to catch the ball, but as soon as he caught the ball, snapped on him.
So Cousins tried to go under and see if he can get
over. Man.
And see yak, but he just got stopped dead in his tracks.
Yeah,
I think they did that purposely.
Yeah, man. That could have been a great defensive strategy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's a fair point. But it's gonna, I think, it being that it's a quarterback league and and as unfair as it is, I think people are going to be looking at that instead of understanding the whole spectrum as like how y'all broke it down, like the defensive strategy that he can only take what he can have. There's going to be people out there looking at like, we signed Kirk Cousins to this big contract, and you couldn't get us down the field for a game-winning drive. And why people got tunnel vision like that. Never mind the fact the scheme of which Kurt had no Cousins but to throw it under and hope his receiver get a yak. They're gonna be like, some people are gonna be like, why didn't Kurt is the quarterback. Kurt gotta take that gamble. It's 4th and 8. It's the game on the line.
Yeah, you do go long.
It's 4th and 8, game on the line. You gotta take a shot. You gotta take a shot either down the middle or deep out or deep in. You gotta take one of them shots that could cover at least 10 to 12 yards, right? And if it goes for a pick, so be it. But it's 4th and 8.
But at least he took a shot down the field.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like because it's 4th and 8. The game, your season's over.
Yeah.
Right? Your season's over. You produced this great season. You ended up 13. You ended up 13-4 for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You got
you look at it in hindsight. Yeah, you're right, Joe.
A 13 win season, all for naught, to get eliminated in a wild card.
Yeah. By one throw.
By one throw. And from that, I'm telling you, I'm not even arguing your point. But people gonna be looking at that. People gonna be looking at that like
it's the inevitable. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You just
yeah,
never
yeah.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's always gonna be in the back of everybody's mind.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what if
right.
Kirk threw it long?
Right, right. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
see what
why?
you're saying.
Yeah. Why didn't Kurt take it deep? Why didn't Kurt throw it deep? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
no
But
doubt.
yeah, logistics make sense. Logistics. That's why it's logistics. It makes sense all the time. But people gonna be like, look, we pay Kirk Cousins. I think he had a $250 million. He had a bag. They gave that boy a bag, man, to make some magic in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They wanted to sling that pigskin like Josh Allen.
Sling it.
Sling that joint. It's 4th and 8. The season after this, the season's over.
Of course.
Are we going home? Are we going home after 13-3? I mean 13-4?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which is happening. So, but yeah. But it is what it is, man. I guess they'll go back to the drawing board and reevaluate some things. But yeah, man. But them boys last night.
But that was also inevitable too, though, Jock. Come on.
Yeah.
If nobody's seen that coming, old Tom Brady.
Yeah, they really made Tom look 45 last night.
They did.
They really made that man look 45 years old last night.
That game was horrible, man.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't know if people were blind to Tom Brady's play all season, but that's how he played all season.
He was pretty mediocre all season, right?
Yeah. I mean, his pass completion last night was horrid.
Yeah.
Horrid.
Yeah.
He was throwing balls at people's feet.
Yeah. And he blaming the White House like, dude, you throwing at my feet. We not playing soccer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's because the Cowboys were pass rushing and he didn't want to get hit. You can see that he didn't want to get hit.
He didn't want to get hit. That's right. He did not want to get hit.
That game,
5-year-old bones, they heal slower.
That game was a shit show, boy. I tell you.
They definitely heal slower. And the man threw 65 passes last night.
It's like, well, the 60
that's one
60
one
of them
pass,
was on the ground.
Too much, huh?
60 of them was either out of bounds on the ground or his first interception in the red zone. Right? Am I lying?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
I
mean, he flung it. He didn't even throw it. He
floated that up there. He's like,
And then the announcer said, well, maybe he was trying to throw it out of bounds. Not like that.
Not like that. That was
like
right. Because he threw it to someone. He threw it to the Cowboy.
Yeah. Man. That was hard.
So he definitely. So we'll see. We'll see, man. He's definitely quiet about what he gonna do. His season is over, so he's definitely quiet about what he gonna do. But we'll see. But I think this should be it. Though. Personal opinion, I think this should be it. I mean, the man ain't got nothing else to prove. He really has nothing else to prove, man.
Listen,
and I think he's thinking of Todd Bowles, man. Todd Bowles would have a better team if he had a better quarterback.
Listen, even Jerry Rice had a trouble retiring. Remember?
Yeah, he
what
did
Jerry Rice do? He went to flag football. Man is still active.
Yeah. He is.
Yo, Tom Brady, go to flag football, bro.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, he can do that.
You don't have to get hit.
Right.
And you still be effective.
Exactly. You can do that.
Last night, that ain't it.
Yeah, definitely. But
you showed up to camp weeks late, right? Then on top of that, you came to camp with baggage.
Yeah.
Unexplainable baggage.
Yeah.
Then in the middle of the camp, didn't he take a hiatus? Like I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right? So you were never in shape to begin with. You was mentally in shape to begin with.
Right. That part.
That you should have took a year off if you was gonna. If you want to unretire, that's you. That's your body. But take a year off. You were going through too much right there.
He was going, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And it definitely is, and it's showing. So we'll see what decision he makes, man. But I say let the new kids sling the pigskin now.
Let them rock.
You ain't got nothing else to prove. You definitely gonna get the gold jacket. You're gonna be first ballot. You're gonna get the gold jacket
all the way.
All the way. You're gonna accomplish. You've accomplished so many things no other quarterback has ever accomplished. You are the most successful quarterback in the history of the NFL. He is the most successful quarterback throughout the history of the NFL. So he's getting that gold jacket. That's a given. That man ain't got nothing else to prove.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
He should leave on this note. If he comes back for another season and he looks like this, he needs to get benched. Like, look, I can't I can't allow you to
my man, come here. Right there.
Like, exactly. And I cannot allow you to tarnish your record.
Right.
Not like this. Not like this.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. But last but not least, talk about Joe Cool, aka Joe Burrow, and the Bengals.
Wait, John, you forgot one game though.
Which one?
Geno Smith.
Oh yeah, that game. Oh. Well, we're gonna get back. But that's gonna be the last but not least. But
okay.
But shout out to Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, and the Bengals. Interesting way of victory over the Ravens. That was very interesting. They won on a defensive touchdown. Shout out to Tyler Huntley. Yeah, shout out to Tyler Huntley. I didn't think he exceeded expectations as far as performance. He kept the Ravens in there. He kept the Ravens hanging in there. It was a bit of a defensive battle, a little bit. A little give and take.
Little something.
Yeah. It was a solid game, definitely a solid game. But Joe Burrow and the crew, they're gonna move on. And interesting enough, they're gonna be playing the Bills next week. That's gonna be very interesting because
I got the Bills
because of the situation that occurred. So that's the fact that they're gonna face the Bills again.
Yeah. That is interesting, isn't it?
I think Bengals gonna pull it off.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, look, Josh Allen, he barely beat Miami.
He did.
Yeah.
But Miami was an underdog too.
Definite underdog.
They were supposed to watch Miami. That game was to be that close. What, 34-31? That game was to be that close.
34-31, yeah.
But listen, Tunga Bailoa had them boys balling all season, though, even in concussion protocol. Once he came out hard-nosed, ready to play. He has something to prove this year, Tua.
Yeah, he has something to prove, but I think that boy should walk away too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
But he proved that he's not a bum quarterback by putting the team on his back and making the playoffs. Not in spite of him being out in concussion protocol, but when he played, he played.
I'm still, me personally, I'm still not a fan of Tua and his skill set per se. I still say he be throwing punts, but Waddle and Cheetah, they yackers. So he ain't got to throw punts. You know what I'm saying? He could throw him a little 12, 15 yard outs and they'll take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? So
another overachieving team.
And that's what's been happening for him. And it's unfortunate that he's dealing with these concussion protocols, but I think it's too much for the kid. He needs to walk. They need to maybe start Skyler, maybe take a look at Skyler or try to get another vet QB on the market. But I'll tell Tua to walk, man. But
that's what all respect do too.
All respect do, man. I mean human life over any sport. That's what I say.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? So And I pray. And speaking of that, I pray to God Damar Hamlin walks away too, man. I don't. I hope Damar's like, yo, you know what? Okay, this is God. This is a serious message. This is a serious message God is giving me right now. You know what I'm saying?
NFL gonna give him a job. He gonna get the job in the NFL.
Easy for sure. You already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I believe so. If he walks away, easy. He gonna land something. He gonna land something.
Great spokesperson for the league right now.
Say again?
Great spokesperson for the league right now.
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
for kids. You could be a motivation speaker.
Absolutely, for sure.
Kids coming out of college, you know what I mean?
Indeed. Now we can talk about Mr. Geno Smith.
Listen, DK Metcalf.
Huh?
DK Metcalf.
That was a nice throw to him. That was a nice throw to him, definitely. That was a nice throw to him. But Geno ended up being who we thought he was. You know, at the tour,
He had the moments.
Huh?
He had moments.
He did.
Yeah, he definitely had moments. I mean, shout out to Geno. I mean, I don't know if people know, but this is Geno's first playoff experience.
Oh, really?
Very first.
Yeah.
Very first.
And he had the highest quarterback percentage
Yeah.
on all the quarterbacks this year in his first playoffs.
He actually did. I mean,
he overachieved.
Geno definitely overachieved. You know, he had a hell of a season.
Wow.
You know, he's a Pro Bowler. So I mean, all this came in fruition for him in year 10. Listen, it's some you know, with some players, man, it takes them. Some players it takes them an instant to process. For other players, it takes them years to finally get it. And in this case, year 10 for Geno.
Yeah,
I think it seems like everything came together for him to a certain extent. He had a successful year. Got the Hawks in the playoffs. And the one thing about Pete Carroll, Pete knows and sees. Pete knows and sees. And once he starts seeing and noticing, he's gonna eliminate. Like he saw the writing on the wall for Russ. He was like, all right, we need to get Russ out of here.
Mm-hmm.
That's that USC eye.
Yeah. Listen, I'll never forget when Pete Carroll coached USC, and he straight up said, Mark Sanchez ain't ready.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that. He told him to stay another year.
Yeah, he said stay another year. He was like, yo, the kid ain't ready. And sure enough, after year 4? Well, year 4 was the butt fumble.
Butt fumble?
Year 4? What was it? Year
Thanksgiving Day.
You know what I'm saying? After year 4, year 5, I think it was year 4, the butt fumble. It was all downhill.
Yeah, it was.
It was all downhill for Sanchez. You know what I mean?
Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, he's a broadcaster now. He's an analyst now, right? He's a sports analyst.
College football, right?
College football. Yeah.
College football. Yeah. But Pete be seeing. Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll be seeing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a seer. Like you know.
I think it's high times.
Yeah. He's like, hey Russ, we talk to you for a minute.
Let's ride. Yo, Russ, let's ride.
You know what I'm saying?
Took the football call,
Yeah.
To meet me
for real
with your playbook in my office.
Right. You know. So he's like, I think. Russ, Geno's doing well. I think we're going to move in a different direction. Look, I love you. Good luck to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's that hand slap in the back.
Man,
listen.
You know what I mean? We had some great years, man. We had some great years,
And a championship.
So, but we're going to move in another direction. I really think I see some upside with Geno. You see some upside with Geno after year 10. All right, Pete.
He said, all right, Pete.
You're like, all right, Pete.
Like, all right, Pete.
After year,
I'll take,
after year 10, you saw upside with Gino. All right.
taking my talents to the Denver Broncos.
You know what I mean? So, but this man, when it comes to personnel, this man always seems to make the right decisions because he sees what's going on. But Gino had a great year, man. But unfortunately, it ended the way it ended. And San Fran is moving on. San Fran gonna be playing them boys. Brock Purdy. Relevant.
Purdy. Mr.
You know what I'm
Purdy.
saying? Brock Purdy. Literally the last pick in the draft. Number 262.
He was.
That's lower than Tom Brady. Tom Brady was 199. Brock Purdy's 262.
Listen, did you see the fanfare? Did you see the family that was out there?
Yeah, he had his whole tribe out there.
Wow.
He had his whole tribe out there. So
he gets the salute of the night.
Indeed. So
Rock.
that is the wild card wrap up, gents. So look forward to see how everybody and everything looks in the divisional round. There are a lot of exciting games coming up in the divisional round, so we're gonna see what's up with that. You know,
John, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I know Ray's gonna agree with me.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to win will win. Who showed up and won is gonna lose. That makes sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Giants might be going home, will be. San Fran might be going home.
I definitely see them going home.
I think Dallas could win 2 in a row, unfortunately.
Yeah, I see Dallas beating San Fran.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see Eagles Cowboys NFC Championship matchup.
Eagles, man. Listen, I don't know if I see Eagles in who you said?
Eagles Cowboys NFC Championship.
I think the Cowboys gonna
fall.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And then I see
the Giants is going to Philly. They get mollywopped.
Yeah, they're getting smacked.
Yeah.
They're getting smacked. I mean, it would take, I ain't gonna say a miracle, but it would take a lot of sleepwalking. And I just don't see Philly sleepwalking.
No, sir.
I mean, 2 weeks off, I could see that being some rust, but they'll shake it off in the second half.
Yeah, big time.
But the Giants got to score first, though, and I don't see the Giants doing that. Not against the Eagle defense.
Nah. That front four with Ndamukong Suh, Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
Come on, man. No, sir.
Daniel Jones gonna be running for his life.
For his life. And who is he gonna have to throw to? Because you got Slay and Bradbury on each side. He has no one to throw to.
Facts.
Yes.
I really want to see KC versus the Bills.
You think that? Well, that's for an AFC Championship game.
Yeah, man.
I would call that right now, but Joe Burrow and the crew, man, they may have something to say about that.
Nah, man, listen, that was a fluke, man. Come on. Why would you take the football and extend it out more than 2 yards away? Why would you think that was okay?
Yeah. That was right.
Why would you think that would be okay to try to make that type of goal line play 2 yards out?
And he was like, I broke the plane. He was like, yo, I broke the plane.
Nah, man. He shoved that right back in your helmet.
It's like, no, he didn't.
He shoved it right back in his helmet.
Yeah. It's like, nice try, kid. No, you didn't.
Listen, he did this to him, shoved it, and then pulled it back. I was like, oh, man. Embarrassing.
Yeah, that was a crazy play though. That was definitely a crazy play. I ain't expecting.
So every team that made it past the first round because of those plays, you're not going to do that in the second round against teams that has that experience and pedigree of winning.
Right. Well, I mean, to your point, I got KC mollywopping the Jags. I don't see the Jags getting past KC. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not happening.
They're the Cinderella team, and 12 o'clock is going to strike this weekend coming up.
12 is definitely going to strike.
12 o'clock is definitely going to strike.
Yeah, 12 is definitely striking.
What you see, Ray?
I see 49ers win. I see Bengals winning.
Really? Okay. I can see 49ers is not a bad team.
You got Bengals beating Buffalo?
Who?
You got Bengals beating Buffalo? You got Bengals. Wow, you got Bengals beating Buffalo. Okay.
That's a huge prediction, though, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't predict that, but I'm with you with KC being in the AFC Championship game, but that Bengals Buffalo game, man. That Bengals
Josh
Buffalo
Allen,
game.
watch. He gonna make one play that's gonna turn the whole game around. You like taking too many risks. Watch. He gonna take the wrong risk, and that's gonna change momentum.
Yeah, he's got to settle back down.
Like, oh, you trying to disrespect us throwing it like that? Okay.
Yeah, he's got to settle down. Settle down.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, Josh. You know, Josh be making them critical mistakes sometimes, but you know, like I was saying earlier, but he has the ability to make up for it. That's the thing. But he needs to be. But at the same time, he still needs to be careful.
Yep.
He needs to be careful.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
The Bengals will score 2 now.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Joe Burrow, the crew, they don't need no help. They don't need no like giveaways or turnovers. They can march right. They can march right down the field with them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They get the ball at the 10 or the 20. They're gonna give you that 80, 90-yard drive.
Can't even argue with that one.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Josh can ill afford to make any type of crazy mistakes like that, trying to do something crazy with the ball. You know, so but we'll see, man. I think that Bengals Bills game is gonna be plus the whole storyline behind it too. You know, that energy is gonna be different.
Yeah, the
energy gonna be real different. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we'll see. It's gonna be a doozy. But I'm with you, man. Casey's gonna be waiting. And I still got Eagles Cowboys NFC Championship game.
I would love to see an upset.
An upset?
Yeah, I would love to see KC get upset.
By the Jags? I don't think so. That's not happening.
I would love I ain't saying about the Jags.
Oh, you talking about in the AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But I'm gonna hold my predictions after the division.
Jags don't have enough weapons to upset KC.
Nah. They don't.
They don't even have defense. They don't even have corners to stop what KC got coming.
This is what I'm saying.
Mahomes is nasty and disrespectful, B.
He's very disrespectful. He'll underhand throw it. You know what I'm saying? He'll sidearm you. He'll underhand throw it. He'll flip it behind his back. He probably flip it behind his back on him.
Oh my gosh. I could see it.
You know what I mean? So
no doubt.
Yeah, man. But let's get to the Damn It Man, gents. Damn It Man, brought to you by Sugar Water TV, Sugar Water Radio franchise. New girl, what's good? Tune in on Thursday nights, The Liquid Truth at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your ear full of infotainment on Sugar Water Radio, sugarwatertv.com. Franchise and New Girl, that's family over there.
No doubt.
Damn It Man. Sensei, who's yours?
I don't know his name, and I care not to because I'm not a Cowboys fan. But that kicker,
yo, unanimous.
Oh. Cowboy fans?
No. The Cowboy kicker.
Oh,
unanimous.
Dude.
I have never seen anything like that.
Dude.
Even they panned up to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is like, "Oh, you know he's gone."
Yeah.
His face.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
That's crazy. How you miss Fordham joints?
Even Troy Aikman was like, I don't think he has a job this weekend. Troy Aikman said that on air.
Brett Maher. Brett Maher.
Yeah, because nobody ever seen nothing like it. It's like, what's going on here, dude?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what's going on here?
The ball is perfect.
Yeah.
It's placed perfectly. All you gotta do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, to the point it got so bad where it was 4th down and it was like, nah, we going for it.
I got one at the end of the night. He Roy Finkeled the ball. Remember that name, Roy Finkel?
Yeah, Brett. I think it's Brett Maher or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
But
Al Bundy would have kicked that through, and that's not even in position. Al Bundy was even the kicker.
Listen, man. That
baby.
That was some spirit. That was some spirits working crazy on that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that, man? How you miss that?
Yeah.
How you miss all those joints?
Yeah, for sure.
So Vlad, you concur? The kicker?
Yeah, I concur with that one, but I do have my own.
Okay, go ahead.
Mine is Tom Brady.
Oh.
Tom Brady.
And
I'm not gonna go hard. Listen, brother, you've put in the sweat equity 2 teams. You know what I mean? You won 2 Super Bowl. You won Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
Right.
You lost you lost your girl behind one and your wife behind the other. It's time to hang it up, bro.
Yikes.
It's time to hang it up. Damn it, man.
Yikes.
That throwing, when you start throwing to your wideouts and your receivers' feet. Yeah. It's time to give it up, brother.
Throwing bounce passes, huh?
Yeah, man. Listen, it was just an ugly showing, man. And it was like a fall from grace. And I don't ever, like, Tom Brady isn't that guy. And we shouldn't see that.
Yeah. That's not somebody you want to see that from, right?
Right. That's something that you see from, like, Brett Favre or somebody. You know what I mean? You remember when Brett Favre retired? He was trying to be a gunslinger, and he was throwing outs. I was like, yo, why is he still throwing like that? Turnovers. And then he did it for the Jets, nonetheless.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to say that. Of all teams you want to stink it up for. Of all teams he wants to stink it up for.
Oh, man, he made y'all look so bad. I was like,
terrible.
And I just got into the new stadium with him throwing like that.
Yeah.
Just got that new stadium.
It was freaking terrible, dogs. It was freaking terrible. I mean, we sold a lemon. We sold a straight lemon.
Got my money back.
Yeah, we sold a straight lemon.
Oh man, the best thing out of that came out that season was Darrell Reeves.
We sold a lemon, man. We sold a straight lemon. But speaking of Jets, my damn it, man, is to my fellow Jet fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my fellow Jet fans who decided to jump the gun and take to social media to talk about how Trevor Lawrence is playing poorly and make a quip talking about you still wish you drafted Trevor, or you still hate Zach. Then 3 hours later.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Trevor comes back, shows Moxie Trev's back, comes back and throws 4 touchdowns and the Jaguars win. So yeah, that post didn't age well. That post didn't age well for you, huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
Did not age well.
Oh man, you should have took that down immediately.
Yeah. So and thank you for exposing yourself as a Zach supporter for making such an asinine post as that. Talking about you still wish you wanted Trevor. Like I said before, Trevor is playing terrible in the playoffs. Trevor is throwing interceptions in the playoffs.
Facts.
Facts. The whole point is Trevor is in the playoffs. Where's Zach in year 2?
getting hair sheen.
You okay? Okay. Year
Going
2,
over.
Trevor led his team to a division title. What does Zach do? Oh, get benched 3 times?
Mm.
And you're really gonna post about Trevor Lawrence playing bad? He's playing bad in the playoffs.
Facts.
I don't care. Listen, I don't care. I don't care if the Jaguars off. I don't care if Trevor threw 8 interceptions in that game. He did it in the playoffs.
Facts. Facts.
So,
At the end of the day, facts.
yes. Let's make that clear. Let's not ever forget that point.
Yeah.
Year 2, Trevor Lawrence made the playoffs. Okay?
Yeah.
So, that's my damn it, man.
Well, that's a more of a damn you, man.
You know what I'm saying? foolish Jet fans out here.
Oh my gosh.
You know? But yeah, man. But on that note, any final words, gents?
Listen, let's get season what we up to? 11, 12, 13, whatever we up to. Not season, but week. Let's go. I'm ready for the next round.
All right. Let's go. Ray,
Matter
any
of fact,
final words?
I'm so much into the next round. We can skip this weekend NBA and we just do the highlights with the NBA and go straight to NFL. Because it's going to be a big weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Major.
It's going to be a big weekend because this is the second round. This is the tell-all tell.
Yep. Absolutely. Sensei, any final words, brother?
I'm like Vlad. I'm good.
Yeah, wait till the divisional round.
That's it. This is where it counts.
It's where it counts, man. Where it counts. Well, on that note, group people, we thank you for tuning in for another edition of WGISports Media, the Rundown, with my cohorts, the Chef and Sensei. On behalf, this is John, the drum major, and remember, whatever you do, make sure you love what you do so you can embrace the grind. WGI Sports, we out of here.
No doubt.
Till next time.
Salute.
It's in the game. You can't stop and play a game in the ninth inning. WGIS